What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Rashawn Bonwhite, RB Dubs, back at it again with another video.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Dropping another video this week. So I told you guys in my last video that I gave you guys a little hint to this video that I'd be discussing more about the Super Bowl. Now I know, it was Sunday, but it still wasn't that long ago, and like I told you guys in the last video, I boycotted the Super Bowl, and I didn't watch the Super Bowl because I was in support of, and I am still in support of Colin Kaepernick, and him not being signed to a team because he was voicing out something that he believes in, by taking a knee during the national anthem, and him not being signed to a team because of that. So I boycotted the Super Bowl because of that reason, and it seems like it's the direct reason, but I feel like it did have a big impact. Super Bowl had the lowest viewer ratings that it's ever had in 10 years. So I do feel like, this being one of the worst Super Bowls ever, if not the worst, I do feel like that that a lot of people did have the same feeling as me, and that definitely, maybe it was not the only contributing factor, but it was definitely a contributing factor in there being lower viewer ratings for the Super Bowl. In this video, I wanted to talk about, although I didn't watch the Super Bowl, I did hear about some aspects of it. Like, we know who performed the Super Bowl halftime show. I did many videos discussing that. And also want to discuss another element that happened during the Super Bowl, which was the coin toss. Now, this coin toss was important in that who actually conducted the coin toss. We had Congressman and civil rights activist, famous civil rights activist, John Lewis. We also had Martin Luther King's youngest daughter, Bernice King, who actually, who actually did the actual coin tossing. This was a very big moment, and I feel like this was a very important moment, and that, like I just said earlier, we had people who boycotted the Super Bowl because of a lot of the racist things that they've done. No quotes around that. I'm sorry if I did quotes on that. Some of the racist, implications that they have, especially with Colin Kaepernick not being assigned to a team because of him taking a knee during the Super Bowl or during the national anthem. And we have that aspect, but then we have one of the most famous civil rights activists ever, John Lewis. We have him participating in a festivity of the Super Bowl. It's had a lot of mixed emotions from people, some positive and some negative. This could, possibly be the thing that bridges the gap between, between black people and those in support of Colin Kaepernick and the NFL. This could be, something that bridges that gap between them, and it could possibly bring that viewership back from, those who support Colin Kaepernick. They could possibly bring back those viewers and possibly, like I said, bridge that gap. Then you have the negative side of it. And the negative side, as a lot of people are saying, is that they feel like John Lewis and, those others who participated in the coin toss, they feel like they're doing a disservice to black people and are actually, betraying the black people. Specifically, I'm talking about, I saw this post on Instagram. This is from my son, and a lot of people a lot of people know my son, and if you don't, he is an activist as well. During the same time as the Super Bowl, not only did he also boycott the Super Bowl, but he was protesting in front of a detention center in Brooklyn, in which the prisoners there, they were in freezing temperatures for about 6 days. They had no heat, they had no electricity, and he was protesting against that. And he put out this Instagram post saying how that Bernice King and John Lewis, they're essentially being used in the fight against Colin Kaepernick, and he doesn't understand how they don't realize that they're being used to go against Colin Kaepernick. Now, in this video, I essentially want to hear what you guys think. John Lewis and Bernice King, do you think that them doing the coin toss is, bridging the gap between the NFL and those in support of Colin Kaepernick? Or do you agree with my son in that it's actually, making the gap even bigger rather than bridging it? And Nick Cannon also commented on his Instagram post, seemed to agree with him, and he commented that, capitalism strikes again. I always give my personal opinion. Me personally, I don't think that it's making the gap bigger. I'm on the more positive end, and that is possibly bridging that gap. And it's not fair to say that John Lewis is going against Black people by doing the coin toss. We don't know his reasonings for wanting to do it. We don't know his reasonings for agreeing to do it. And so it's unfair of us to assume that he's going against Black people by conducting in that festivity of the Super Bowl. And I feel like without that, we can't really make that assumption. I feel like it's doing more good than bad. And I don't feel like John Lewis is being used by whoever, by the government or by the NFL to go against Colin Kaepernick. And I understand that my son is an activist himself, but talking about John Lewis, one of the biggest activists in history, and actually marched with Martin Luther King Jr. himself. So it's unfair to say that, and it's hard for me to believe that someone on the caliber of John Lewis will be going against Black people when he was literally there at the front lines with Martin Luther King Jr. fighting for Black people. So that's just something that I can't really see. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think. What did you guys think of John Lewis and Martin Luther King's daughter, Bernice King, doing the coin toss? Did you think it was bridging the gap? Do you think it was making the gap even bigger? Or did you think nothing of it? Also, let me know did you boycott the Super Bowl? If you did, what were your reasons for boycotting the Super Bowl? Was it for the same reason as mine? Was it for another reason? Did you watch the Super Bowl anyway? Are you in support of Colin Kaepernick or not? These are some of the questions that I wish to know about you guys and some of the answers that I wish to get from you guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Like I said, let me know what you think down in the comments section. Definitely like the video and subscribe to the channel. That definitely helps out the channel and helps me get my message to more people. And I will see you guys next week with a new video. This is your boy Rashawn Bone White, RB Dubs. I'm out of here. Peace.
Tryna cup, send me to the county, no. Hey, little skate, little flap, I don't think you want no smoke. Real reason these niggas hate me, cause these lame ass niggas broke. Ain't no cap in my game, shot the slime, then my bros.
No, ay, I don't want your hoe, ay.